Okay, so we have our purple subheading over here. Now we are going to create the next section, which is going to be our icons and their details over here. So what I am going to do is the same trick. I am going to first, let's see what the process we had: evaluate your business and design for the users, test products on real users, market your product. Okay, now first we are going to get all these text. Okay, so before that we are going to create just one sample. Okay, one block. So first one block, the first block is going to be this one. Okay, so this is our first block. I'm going to get this into this area. I'm going to size it accordingly. Maybe I think I need a size of 128, or I think 128 is good, looking good. Let's zoom out and see how it is sizing up. Okay, so yeah, I think it is looking good. Okay, then we are going to create a subheading over here, which is going to be evaluate your business. Okay, so I'm going to use evaluate your business over here. Evaluate your business. This is our first step, and we are going to use something closer to this. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, I think a bit darker is good. Okay, so we have this. Now why I have not created a style for this one, because we don't need a style over here. We are going to use 20 like this, and I think this is good. Maybe we need something similar to this. Okay, so we have this almost done. Just copy the rest of the text, Control C, and I'm going to create a paragraph over here like this, and I'm going to center align it, and let's apply our paragraph style, which is gray paragraph. Okay, so we are going to, okay, so I don't need to override my style, so I did this. Okay, now we are going to turn our grid on, because we are going to use 3 columns over here. So let's move over here, and okay, so this is what happens a lot with me, that I didn't click inside the right area. Okay, so I'm going to move to the section 1, Control G, and it is going to be my step 1. Okay, now let's move it inside these 3 columns. Okay, so we have it almost in the middle of these 3 columns. Okay, now the second thing we are going to do is that we are going to align it, so we don't need to align everything again. So let's align it like this. Okay, and I think it is looking good. Okay, this is going to be capital W, and we have our first step completed. Now we are going to replicate this in the other three columns, and just going to replace the icon and the text. So I'm going to do it very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to Control J or Command J, and I'm going to move it over here like this. Okay, and make sure that once you bring your other icon over here, you name them properly and you size them properly. So I don't hide the previous icon, I just copy the other one and size it inside that grid. Okay, so I'm going to use 128. So this is going to align properly. Okay, you need to remember what size you used. Okay, so I'm going to delete the previous one. So this is how I'm going to copy everything, and I am going to replicate these 4 steps. Okay, Okay, now we have completed our repetitive task. Now there is one more thing you can do. You can go to this top grid, and we are going to divide this into 4 sections to make sure that we are using everything accurately. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to enable our guides, and let's hide our grid, and we are going to use our gridify, and we are going to divide it into 4 vertical. Okay, so make sure that it is vertical like this, and we are going to divide it like that. Okay, so now we have 4 areas over here. Okay, so there is some problem. Let's first make the selection of this area like this, then we are going to divide them like that. Okay, so this is perfect. Okay, so Control D or Command D to hide the selection, and I think maybe guide plugin might work. Okay, so right now our everything is lined up. You can also create these guides in the start of your document, because now I have expanded it with 1400, so my guides are not working. Let's see if I can create them with my guide plugin. Let's clear the guides, and I'm going to use my guide plugin. Let's see if it can create some margin. Okay, so 12 columns, width is going to be 78, gutter is going to be 24, and what it is, center. Okay, so I'm going to add guides. Okay, so I have my guides, and this plugins really saved my day. Guide, you should have it. Okay, so I just made a selection and I created the guides around it, so you can see it is perfectly over my layout which is behind that. Okay, so it is my pattern. You can use this to align easily. You can make selections like this and align your elements. Okay, so the next I am going to create in the next lesson, because these are going to be let's lock this one. These are taking a lot of time. Let's align it in the middle. Sorry, these are again inside my. Make sure you move all your elements in the proper areas. Like I have this problem over here. Okay, so this is step 4. Okay, so you can also move all these into another group called steps. Okay, it is going to simplify your work like that. Okay, so it's in the middle. Okay, so I can hide and show them like this. Okay, so this is how we are going to create different guidelines and guides, even if I have expanded my document size. Otherwise, Photoshop's default guide system is not working. It is creating guides on the whole document. So let's move on to the next lesson.